Hi, I'm going to show you how to sprout buckwheat groats because we love buckwheat groats and they're so fast and so easy, but there are a couple or one unique thing about them. So let's grow some. You have an easy sprouter here. All we need is the growing vessel and the solid base, and I'm using the domed lid. I'm going to actually use this as a measuring cup and just grow a cup. I can grow more because I have room in the sprouter for more. These are going to roughly double in size. Buckwheat groats are the whole version of buckwheat lettuce. Buckwheat lettuce is buckwheat with its shell still on, and we use that to grow microgreens. Buckwheat groats have had their shell removed. In fact, the word groat refers to hull removal, if I understand correctly. So we could call any number of things groats. As a point of confusion, probably, oats are often sold as groats. We don't sell oat groats. We sell hull-less oats, oats that are grown without a hull. If your knowledge of farming is compromised or minimal, it means that in the field, the plant that grows the oat plant, when you remove the seed, it has no hull on it, whereas most grains do have a hull that needs to be removed. We sell barley with a hull on it. There is hull-less barley, but nobody wants it anymore, and there's not much supply of it, so we dropped that. But with the buckwheat groats, they are hulled and they are still intact. Most hulled seeds are damaged in the hulling process, or many hulled seeds, I shouldn't say most, which makes them unsproutable. Like oat groats. Oats are a very soft seed, and if you get oat groats, they just won't sprout because, a few will, but the germ is taken off the seed. It's part of the seed. I have to stop explaining things. I can see how these go on so long. This is a short video. This one should really just be a few minutes long. Let's see how long I can make it. Okay, so the first thing is that these create a very viscous water. Saponins, I think. I forget what it is called, but so we rinse them thoroughly prior to soaking them, which will aid in rinsing them after the fact. The soak's only 30 minutes long. So anyway, so here we're gonna prepare these. Enough of my yakking. I'm just rinsing it with water that's on the cool side of tepid, and I'm agitating them a little occasionally, maybe. This is a lot of water, and I apologize to all of you, for my use of water. This crop requires very little time and water in the end, but this part is a lot of water. You can see it suds, which means it can take more rinsing, because the idea is for that to be minimal. But, so you can do this as long as you want to, but I will soak them now. I want you to be able to see the viscous water that they create. So I don't want to rinse them perfectly well before they soak. And that's it. They're going to sit here for half an hour. They're coming up to here right now. Let's mark that. Just see how much they grow in half an hour. I marked the sprouter. Okay, set your timer for half an hour. All right, it's been half an hour. Let's just see. Not much change there. It went up about 1/4 of an inch. So let's see now. Observe this water. I don't know if you can see it, but it's thicker than your average water. So we like to use soak water on plants and stuff, but this water is like just too thick, so I don't. I mean, it's literally like thick. It's amazing, really. Just amazing. So anyway, there you go. Sorry, water. It just is thicker. Also, it like doesn't just drain. It sort of piles up. Had I not rinsed before soaking, this would be more extreme. Okay, we're gonna stop there. Seems like it could go on forever. It's flowing. I rinse until it flows more smoothly through and accumulates less on top of the sprouter. So now it's just a matter of draining. You've seen this before. Let's be thorough. For the easy sprout, I find that putting the domed lid down makes it much easier to hold on to. That's adequate. So now we'll just put our sprouter in the elevated position. Leave this face down or put it right side up. It makes no difference. It works that way. Either way. And one point I want to make with buckwheat groats, a lot of seeds often have some weed seeds in them or something. So buckwheat groats, buckwheat in general, often has wild radish. Don't know why. Radish often has wild buckwheat. So both of those get through the screening process in either case, whatever is being cleaned. So you will find in buckwheat groats a few radish seeds. They don't impart enough flavor to worry about, and they're sprouts, so you can eat them or pick them out. And occasionally you'll find a buckwheat with its shell on, and those would be good to pick out because they'll stick in your teeth. But it's a very minimal thing. I just wanted to tell you. So we'll come back in 12 hours and see how these are doing. I want to point out that once any seed has soaked, it has made the biggest transformation it will make nutritionally. Though more nutrients may be gained over the ensuing days in which you sprout, there is no greater jump than from the dormant state, a dry seed, to a living state, a soaked seed. So once any seed is soaked, you can eat it and you can call it a sprout. If you look at sprouted foods on a store shelf, we've got a lot of that in San Francisco. I'm not sure how it is where you are, but everything that's sprouted is invisible. It's a soaked seed. You cannot see a sprout on it. And that's okay. I just want you to know that you can do that too. So soak and eat. These buckwheat groats were delicious half an hour after they were soaked. So we're going to continue to grow a tail. So it's time to rinse, but you don't have to. Once again, we rinse these particularly thoroughly because of the starchy water that they put off. I'm just examining them. They look nice, but no tails yet. Domed lid down for aiding. It makes the rim much more rigid. I didn't know that when I made all those movies back in the day. I learned it a couple years later. Alright. So back you go. Elevated position. Please excuse the writing on there. We make a lot of notes. And that's it. We've got germination, but we'll rinse one more time. Yep, well, certainly were edible then. Could have just refrigerated them then or eaten them then. You can be eating out of this and just keep growing them if you want, but certainly I won't rinse them again after this, and because I like them short. I like them at various stages, but short's just fine. Can't keep my hands off them, really, is what happens. Will be fine. Oops. Once again, please ignore my writing. I think since we're growing, I'll put this in the upright position. The top just rests on top. Buckwheat groats, dry and harvestable. Nicely sprouted. Yes, indeed. So, harvesting these, I was going to make something to eat right now, but I think I'll put that off. Or just say harvesting these is nothing but putting the solid cap on the Easy Sprout and refrigerating. They're dry because it's been 12 hours since we rinsed them. We see how much they grew. They grew from here to here. But they weigh a lot more. They're full of water. The perfect thing to do with those is to put them, to cut up some fruit. Personally, I like bananas, blueberries, and strawberries, and a little maple syrup and some milk. I do cow milk. Raw Jersey milk is my personal preference. I have the ability to choose to some degree, so that's what I do. But almond milk's good. Do that sometimes, and that's it. That's just how we eat that stuff. It's so good. Or just in a little milk, any milk, just like it's so good. Or there you go, grind it into a smoothie. But we're big advocates for chewing food, so we prefer to chew. Understand it, that mastication, chewing, and the saliva in your mouth aids not only digestion but nutrition. You extract more nutrients out of your food if you chew, so eat more sprouts. It always comes back to that, doesn't it? Here's the breakfast of champions. Enjoy. Happy sprouting.